Ah, the silent giant joins me. The Fictional Crossfire hosts quite the peculiar reunion tonight. I must confess, I've always been fascinated by your restraint. So much strength, yet no words, no speeches, just death. I admire that in a man. Or should I say, a force.
You smell of control. A clean kind of hunger. Different from the screams I know. I didn't come to explain myself, but I've learned listening matters. So speak, Doctor. I've heard the silence of the woods. I wonder what haunts the silence in your mind.
What a curious paradox you are. You butcher, yes, but with pattern, ritual. There is no chaos in your blade, Jason, just memory. So tell me, when you slaughter, do you see them? The ones who let you drown? Or are they just echoes guiding your hands? Does pain drive you, or precision?
I remember their laughter. It's the rhythm I move to. Each scream I carve quiets that memory. I don't choose victims. They walk into the woods. They bring the noise. I return them to silence. But you hunt with manners. Do you eat because you're hungry, or because they deserve it?
Deserve is such a loaded term, wouldn't you agree? I prefer to think of my meals as curated reflections of decadence. A rude man's liver tastes like arrogance, a liar's cheek, bitter with deceit. I wonder, though, when you take your machete to a camper's throat, do you know why you're doing it? Or is instinct enough?
Instinct never lies. It doesn't pretend to be mercy or art. It just acts. I hear trespass. I feel pulse. Then I take it away. You savor. I end. But what does tasting them give you? Is it power? Or are you still starving, even after every bite?
Starvation and satisfaction. What a delicious pair. I eat not to dominate, Jason, but to understand. Each organ carries a life's worth of failure and indulgence. I consume to know them. But you kill strangers. Do you feel they matter? Or are they just stand-ins for that boy who never surfaced?
They're all the same when they beg. It's not their names I remember. It's the way they scream like my mother did when they forgot me. They say I'm mindless, but I remember everything. You remember tastes. Do you remember faces? Do they visit you in dreams? Or do you bury them under wine?
Faces? I catalog them, Jason. I can recall the exact number of freckles on the last man I devoured. But dreams? Those are different. They aren't hauntings. They're banquets. Tell me, when you kill a group and only one survives, do you let them go to tell your story? Or are you simply not done yet?
The last one always runs. It's part of the song. Their panic echoes through the trees. It feeds the next silence. I don't plan it. It happens. But you sit and speak and feed like a gentleman. Why pretend to be human when you clearly enjoy being more?
Because masks, dear Jason, are sometimes more revealing than bare skin. Civilization is the finest disguise. I dine by candlelight to illuminate the primal. But you wear your face like armor. Does it shield you or trap you inside? And when the blood dries, do you feel peace or something close to need?
Number, it's quiet, but not peace. The mask is mine now. It remembers the cold water. It reminds me not to feel. If I took it off, what would be left? Just the boy. And he's dead. When you kill Hannibal, do you mourn them? Or do you only mourn the meal when it's over?
I mourn the waste, poor seasoning, inadequate texture, but rarely the soul itself. That died long before my blade reached them. But tell me, when you watch their faces shift from arrogance to terror, does it soothe you? Do you feel righteous? Or are you still drowning beneath every cut?
I don't feel righteous, just necessary. The woods ask for silence. I deliver it. The ones who scream too loud, campfire songs, moans behind cabins. They forget who owns the quiet. But you analyze everything. Are you afraid that without meaning, your hunger is no better than mine?
It intrigues me how you strip language from the ritual. You don't gloat, don't monologue. You kill, and let the silence speak. That's rare. Most killers seek recognition. You seem to avoid it. Why continue, Jason? What does the silence give you? Is it justice? Or are you just trying to make the world feel what you did at the bottom of that lake?
It's not justice. Justice is a courtroom word. This is something older, primal. When they scream, it feels like the world remembers what it forgot. Pain, loss, drowning. I don't want applause. I want balance. But you orchestrate pain like opera. Do you feel closer to God when you kill? Or are you chasing something beneath him?
God. I find him lacking. He lets the vulgar thrive and the refined rot. No, Jason. I kill not in pursuit of divinity, but to remind creation of its symmetry, to taste it, to shape it. Tell me, though, why always the woods? Why not the cities? Do you fear what happens when you're no longer feared?
The woods know me. They breathe with me. Cities are too loud, too fast. I'd lose the rhythm. The woods never lie. Every step, every crack of a branch, it warns them. It's a fair exchange. But you go into the cities. You blend. Why keep pretending you belong among the people you carve open?
Because proximity is intimacy. A true predator must understand his prey. In their routines, their voices, their flavors. It is not pretending, it is positioning. But tell me, Jason, do you ever stop? Do you wonder what would happen if no one came to the lake? Would you fade, or would you hunt?
They always come. Some part of them wants to. Like moths. If they stopped, maybe I would too. Maybe the silence would stay. But they bring fire and laughter. And they don't listen. That's when it begins. When the rules are broken. Do you have rules, Lecter? Or just preferences?
I have rules. Without them, I'm no more refined than the pigs I consume. I don't kill children. I don't eat the rude without reason. Structure, Jason, is what separates the artist from the animal. So tell me, do you remember the first one? The very first scream you answered with blood? Was it vengeance or birth?
I remember the heat, the panic in her breath. She wore my mother's voice like a mask. That was the first. It wasn't vengeance. It was instinct. Like I'd been waiting for the right sound to open my eyes. You mention art, but art requires reflection. Have you ever felt regret, or just digestion?
Reason is a courtesy. Hunger is the truth. I may wear suits, Jason, but beneath every thread is the same ache you carry beneath your scars. You find balance through fear. I find elevation through flesh. We are not opposites. We are simply wearing different masks. The world calls us monsters, but only because it fears understanding us. So here's my last question. If the world begged you to stop, but whispered your name with reverence, would you finally rest? Or would you sharpen the blade again just to remind them?
Rest is for the forgiven. My name doesn't bring peace. It warns them. When the fire dies down and the lake is still, I'll wait, because they always return. And when they do, I remind them why fear exists. You eat their flesh. I bury their noise. In the end, we both clean the world in silence.